Fort City, and this is what was being conquered in that first painting I was showing. But what this is showing is an angel in a cloud, and it's firing upon the city. So we would naturally look at that as in, like something esoteric. But the truth is, they replaced the UFO with the angel. So now you're seeing this angel in a cloud and it's firing at the city. But that's not an angel. There is this moment either during the 600 or during the 1600s where the world was fighting an entity that had greater technology than what we have. I believe that this is the entity that destroyed Rome. I believe that this is the reason why you can find Roman artifacts buried underground and wiped away by some mud flood. The image comes right here. That is right here. This is what took out the Rome time. This is what took out Noah's time. This is what took out, I believe, the last paradigm that we are currently searching for right here. And it's been replaced with, to me, a Luciferian type of religion. So we go right here. One more. Again, I want you to see this because this next one is very interesting. So this is Straussland again. You see the angel and you see the UFO. And I'm saying they replace the UFO with the angel image. Right here is Chicago. This is 1871. And it shows a UFO burning.
What are they doing drawing
Chicago.
UFOs in the 1800s, burning up Chicago?
Yeah, look at that shit, y'all.
Bro, it's no different than the Straussland one in 16. So 200 years later,
Right.
Chicago is being burned.
Right.
By the same shit.
Same shit. And at this time, that black dude owned this city.
Yep.
So what if the government was burning down this nigga city on purpose, like for real?
I'm just saying, bro. You see how deeply that connect like that?
Yeah, like oh shit. You're gonna have to send them UFOs over there to burn down the city. What they gonna
do? Bro, you see how the votes and all that is right there, just like on the coin?
Right, just like on the coin.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. When I say they hid some stuff, but that's what I mean when I say, like, I got other videos where, if I was to tell you the truth, they killed like over 10 billion people, bro, from North to South America alone. That's why this shit is like, the people who try to do books, those books were burnt. So this is why you catch people doing sketches and putting it on a coin.
Right.
Every time you try to write about it, that book gonna get burnt.
Yeah, they had this is their form of graffiti back then. You had to get the message out.
The same image. That's what's happening right here, almost 200 years before Chicago is being burnt.
Right.
It is saying that a UFO burnt and destroyed this area. And that is what is going on right here. It says the Great Fire at Chicago, October 8th, 1871. Why would someone in 1871 draw this type of sketching? See, our governments are subject to something that is not the Most High. Like, I believe this is what the Luciferian situation is that you are dealing with an entity that has long put its imprint on our society, like conquered our kingdoms, and has been in power for some time. Like, every time we get up to a certain level of being able to fight back, it seems like we get knocked back down, and another group is being put in power. So right now, the leaders in our world, I believe, are subject to this right here. And this thing comes every so often and it destroys everything. This is another great example coin right here. If you look at the bottom, the date says J689. J689. I took that J to either mean either Jesus or Justinian, like the Roman king. So it can definitely either mean both of those names. But nevertheless, that is before the 1600s right there. So what we're looking at is the coin right here on the right side. The coin
Bro,
right
look
here
at
on
the
the right.
coin real sharp.
Once these bags are gone, there will never be another James Andrew piece. This is more than a sale.
It has an angel in the cloud. And this is what I was showing about the angel replacing the UFO, and why I was showing you the coin that had the cloud, like the
Look like you riding on a chariot.
So you have on that gray coin, it's an angel in a cloud getting ready to throw an arrow down into a field where people are at, and they're jumping out of the chariot
Yeah,
because it's on fire and the horses is fleeing.
I see.
Okay, that's not an angel though. That's why I was showing the UFO and how it makes clouds and how they replace the UFO with the angel image. See, when you put that together, it's telling you that a UFO fired. So the gold coin is showing a line going down to where those people are, showing that it fired down there on the people.
Yep, see that?
You gotta be able to read this stuff right here, bro. I mean, this is that stuff like they don't want you to know this, but I managed to put all the coins just like this stuff together, and I'm telling you, that's not an angel. It's just the UFO has been replaced.
UFO that has the cloud on it. Well, this is that image right here. So the angel itself has an arrow in its hand. This is basically symbolic for the UFO getting ready to fire. If you look at the gold coin, it is the same picture, but what's different is there's a line that is going from the cloud to the fiery area. And what it's showing is people on a chariot jumping off because it's burning and the horses are trying to flee. Think about that. It's on a chariot. 689. It's on a chariot. So I'm saying that they are using their UFO technology to attack us in 689. Think about what our technology looked like. You know, what did our technology look like in 689? Because that's J689 right there. And that's why I said they replace the image of the UFO with an angel. This is not an angel. This is a entity inside of a UFO. And we had, to me, in my opinion, in the 600s, 500s going under, a real live, like Independence Day battle. And the biggest problem is we did not have the technology to be able to fight this thing back. So I believe that it conquered us. And I believe that it spared the nations of the world, but you had to praise it and you had to adhere, and possibly this is what's commanding, you know, all the sacrifices. So getting to this right here, as you see the Pope, and you see the Pope what? Inside of the cloud. And like I said, the angel replaced the image of the UFO. And this is showing you that which we praise possibly comes from that UFO. This is showing you the priest in the cloud, just like the UFO. just like the angel. And it's quite possible that some of the religion that we have, it's coming from governments being forced to have to praise this entity right here. So now this entity is on the ground and we see it every day as the Pope, not understanding that this whole Yahweh belief comes from us being conquered and we don't remember this war. So going back to this,
That's deep. So you saying we are all under a spell?
Well, I don't consider it being under a spell. I just think, you know, that we don't understand our level of conquering. Like, for instance, when you say like somebody was on a reservation is a holding place, bro. That you a reservation isn't a place that people choose to go to. That's when you're trying to contain people. You see what I'm saying? So in America, a lot of people was on reservations. So you was a POW. That's the honest truth. The world was at war, and I think we are like, oh, the ramming it, bro. You know, like society had to have babies again. They killed so many people off,
I can see that.
and like I said, I remember this one white guy saying, "We destroyed the world once, and we'll do it again." And I was always trying to figure out, like, what the hell he mean when he said that. We destroyed the world once, and we'll do it again. There you go. I'm showing you.
Yep.
picture just started off with, like I said, it wasn't about Jesus. I believe we have been conquered. Our governments have been conquered probably since the 600s. And this is the reason why there's 1,000 years missing, is because a small group was spared. And that group was given power, the money. That's what that is. That's basically a deal being made. But in order to fulfill that deal, you had to do like what those guys are doing on the side. You had to praise them. You had to force the people to praise them. And I believe that you also have to do the sacrifices. I believe that these are the ones that are applying their DNA even to the human DNA right here. So we are
Oh,
not
that's a
alone.
fact.
And like I said, I believe that they have never left. And
That was
these
like what
things
that
could
video,
be
the last one,
descendants
Gene
of
was
the
about.
Anunnaki or still be the Anunnaki. You know, our books is saying that this entity left, but it's quite possible, you know, our government is keeping it hidden right there. So I'm going to drop that right there, family, and roll this up. But I definitely want y'all to know that I plan to drop another part to this right here, you know, because it definitely goes a lot deeper. Um, the coins are showing kings, and they're showing almost like the very battle that happened. But like I said, you know, we're in horse and buggy going up against something that has flight capability, and it's showing it during the 600s and under. That's why I was showing this coin right here, just to go back, that the date on it, J689. So it's showing the event of this UFO attacking us, and we're fighting it in J689 in 689. And like I said, the angel is replacing the image of the UFO right there. So until the next time, family, thank you for watching this far right here. Thank you for subscribing. Definitely drop a like,
Drop a like. Drop a like. It's your goal. Push YouTube.
You
And
make sure you drop a like. You on the channel, drop a like.
drop a like. When do you like that, yo? We just getting started, man. Hold on, y'all. All right, yeah. So we gonna get into some world news, and we gonna come back with the second part of this live. Yo, that's a wild one. That was a wild one right there. Did they ever leave? Anunnaki Descendants. I think they still around, man. I definitely feel they still around. I think they, been crossbreeding and doing that
You
type of
see, that's
stuff.
why I was showing that show right there, Jim right there, showing like they got companies that's letting you alter your kid. You know what I'm saying? Make the eyes motherfucking aqua orange or some shit.
Oh yeah, we got some time. We may get in there, under an hour, so y'all don't mind.
Like I said, I'm all over the place, bro. My conversation, I'll be on them.
We got some. Before we get into this Anunnaki gods of the Nibiru, did they conquer man? We're gonna get to a little bit of this world news and buffoonery. They caught the guy. His name Antonio Massey. Our prophet for American dope speaks on it, man. Let's get to it.
Rooting for the New Orleans parish escapees. Only one is left. Okay, if you were rooting for the New Orleans parish escapees, only one is left. They caught Antoine Massey, the guy with the face tats that was taunting law enforcement with his Instagram posts. They caught him in Holly Grove. That's a neighborhood near Xavier University you might have heard of, because that's where Lil Wayne is from. So he was right there in the 7th Ward. He hadn't left the city. It's been 6 weeks.
Captured this afternoon, according to the U.S. Marshal's Office. Antoine Massey, who has been known for making social media posts as he's been on the run. He was one of the 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center several weeks ago now.
2 of the guys were caught in Texas. They were the only ones who got very far. Everybody else kind of caught there in Louisiana, mostly caught in the city. Antoine Massey, 6 weeks out. He was in the city all along. It's actually harder, especially if you escape kind of on the spur of the moment, unless you're part of like an organized crime family where because it's not enough to just have money. Because if you break out of jail and your family members have a couple bucks and maybe they're law-abiding, but they love you, so they'll help you. If they're not professional criminals or they're not used to doing criminal things, they'll make a mistake and get caught.
Shopping for tires used to make me want to blow a gasket. That was before I went to TireRack.com.
But Massey was able to stay out all this time. Now there was a $50,000 Crime Stoppers reward, and according to the police, someone is going to be getting that $50,000 for Massey's capture. He was called in on a tip. Someone he knew, and it's so sensitive when you're out there in the streets. I mean, this is the most extreme version, but like, if you're doing any type of criminal activity,
Someone he knew. What if he just set it up like that? Got a hold of him and said, "Look, I'm gonna turn myself in. I'm gonna just give him some clues here and there, and you're gonna get that bag, and we
I
gonna."
don't know, 50K, bro. This nigga gonna be doing like 10 years. That ain't nothing.
I don't know. Maybe not.
That nigga gonna be doing like 10 years. You broke out of prison, bro. Yeah, this is a wrap. That 50K ain't gonna help shit.
Well, he a young YN. They don't think past Scott, so that'd probably be just enough for him.
And then whoever holding it won't. Hell, you think they can really hold it?
Hell no. But could be all in the family. You never know, man.
all kind of people around. You can drop a dime at any time, and you have to be careful how you talk to people, all kind of stuff, because people will
drop that dime on.
Jail is full of people who are turned in by their own family members. for much smaller rewards than $50,000. So this leaves only Derek Groves out. And I'm going to put an excerpt of the story I did about Derek Groves. Derek?
Niggas thinking about today. So they like, man, you gonna get 50 racks. If niggas get you whacked as low as 500,000, you know, as low as 5,000 to like 500 in some cases, you know, in America. You never know with these people, man. No predict. But that shit ain't nothing. Yeah, he may get a dime out of this. He definitely getting a dime out of this. He already had a dime and you know, charging for this shit too.
Derek Groves is the last remaining inmate. He's serving time for homicide. Groves' grandmother was at the center of an infamous national case about crimes in New Orleans in the early 90s. She made a police report about witnessing a police officer named Len Davis, a cop in New Orleans, beating up a suspect. And Len Davis, this was when New Orleans was, you know, the most violent city in the world, really. Len Davis hired a hitman who executed Derek Groves' grandmother. So the last remaining guy on the run had a grandmother executed by a hitman on the payment of a New Orleans cop. That New Orleans cop had been on federal death row when Biden turned all but a few of the federal death row inmates into life sentence guys. Len Davis obviously had a sentence commuted. So
good old fashioned Biden bitch ass.
Chickens coming home to roost, to quote Malcolm X. You have a city with shady law enforcement. You don't get protected when you're a kid. In fact, the police may be harming you and your family. You grow up, why would you obey the law? And apparently, I mean, if these guys are hiding in the city, I'm sure people knew where Massey was at and they weren't turning him in, but it only takes one. And Massey was wanted for grape and some other DV charges, but it wasn't just DV, it was actual grape. So we'll see what's up with that. Is he guilty? Is he not? Who knows?
Version of Rodney King for this city. The police officer circling her house in the police car, calling the hitman about come do her now, describing the clothing she's wearing.
Man, that who's standing out there right now with black jeans, a black coat, and a bitch brown skin with light brown eyes. I got the phone on and the radio. After it's done, go straight uptown and call me.
So you wonder why this culture of...
Sheesh. You hear that shit, push? Damn. They call this nigga on tap. Flow like water, nigga.
Yeah, everybody's struggling and black people was up. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have happened.
Man, that who's standing out there right now with black jeans, a black coat, and a bitch brown skin with light brown eyes. I got the phone on and the radio. After it's done, go straight uptown and call me.
So you wonder why this culture of, you know, no snitching and all that is so strong, and they can't solve crimes in neighborhoods, and they can't bring the crime rate down. Well,
he would, quote, handle the 30, meaning he was going to handle the investigation of her death so that no one would ever be held accountable for it. The hitman's like running late. He's having like child care problems. It's like something out of Pulp Fiction. And then finally he goes over there, kills her children hear the shots and rush out and find their mother dead in the street. And then you hear him celebrating her death.
From what I'm hearing from the people, it's definitely a done deal.
And it was like a chill that went through the heart of, I think, almost everyone in this city.
Tesla is finished. Elon has failed. That is what they want you to believe. But tech expert Jeff Brown, who told everybody to buy Tesla...
failing of the jail system from their perspective, because Massey's someone who had already broken out of a jail before and had broken tether and all type of stuff. But this is the various bureaucracies of our country falling apart, because when you take all the money away, so either when you have a poor place or like Trump was doing, you're taking all the money away, stuff starts to break. The New Orleans criminal justice system not very well funded. But anyway, so Massey is no longer on the run. If you were rooting for him, well, now you can donate to his defense fund, because he'll have a new, well, will he have a new inmate number? Either way, he's back in custody. So he stayed out for a while. Derek Groves, here's to you, staying gone. I'm not here to promote prison escape, but like for a guy whose grandmother was murked by a crooked cop, you can't help but to root for him. So
yeah, man. Keep running, man. You should be out the motherfucking country and not still in your state. Yo, that's wild. Who else we got behind them bars, man? D-Lo Babyface gets released from prison today. Schoolyard crib crash out. DP. What's going on?
What it do, YouTube? What it do? So my boy D-Lo is finally a free man. He got released from prison like 3 months ago. They stationed him at this halfway house. I believe it's called Westbound Living. And after 3 months of living there, he's finally coming home. This is Blueface's older cousin, and he's somebody that Blueface looks up to. He's the reason that Blueface joined Schoolyard Crib. This man has been in and out the system his whole life. He's finally happy that he's coming home.
Chino.
Hey, stay cool,
You stay dangerous, bro. Cool. You stay cool.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the last time I gotta turn my phone in. Last time. No more phone turns in. It's over with. Last time. We ain't turning our phones in no more. What you got? 24 hours, 48 hours? Yeah. Nigga did this. It's over with. Yeah. My young.
He packed his stuff up ready to go. The crazy part about all of this is that Blueface is almost coming home too. So they're finally gonna be reunited again.
Yeah, alright. Yeah. Alright. What that mean? You gonna miss me?
Here for 2 weeks, but I have to be here for 90 days, 3 months.
Boy, listen. Packed and stacked and ready to go. Schoolyard. We talking about I'm out of here. Long 90 days. Long.
Midday class.
My young still got 90 days. Just started his 90 days. Spice over there.
D-Lo went viral last month because he had a strong message for Jaden. Jaden is Blueface's baby mama. She be acting like she's from Schoolyard Crib. When she gets into it with another girl, she be saying on Schoolyard Crib, I'm gonna F you up. D-Lo says she is not from the set. He doesn't care that she's dating Blueface. He did a lot of time in jail for Schoolyard Crib. This ain't no game to him. It ain't nothing to play with. If you keep screaming schoolyard, then pull up and get your put on.
Jaden. You gonna put a target on your back, cuz, playing with this here crippin', cuz. You not from the set. You not from Schoolyard. You rattling the wrong people's cages, cuz. Set. This ain't no joke. So stop asking me people in the world, is Jaden from Schoolyard? No, Jaden Alexis is not from Schoolyard. Her baby daddy does not give her a pass in the set.
Bro, you know that's some serious hating on Blueface. That's some serious hating.
He hating on Blueface, right?
Tell you about, nigga, your girl can't say it, nigga. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Right.
That nigga his little kid gonna be like, schoolyard, they're gonna be like, nigga, you ain't from schoolyard. But nigga, I am in the schoolyard. What are you talking about?
This nigga. Oh, man. Salute to the real schoolyards. Yeah. He a factor over there from what I'm hearing. But that is some hating shit. I ain't never heard of that. You know your girl gon' unless you got a baby mama that's a Don Moo. Usually she be claiming her man fact. Hey, we got security guards shot dead outside South LA cannabis dispensary. Damn. Can't even go get no good smoke, man. Without getting popped. It's getting dangerous out there, man.
An update on our breaking news in the Florence-Firestone area.
Investigators say a security guard is dead and another person is critically hurt after a double shooting outside a cannabis dispensary. KCAL News reporter Lucelia Caballero is live at Compton Avenue and East 91st Street, where that shooting happened. Lucelia, we understand you spoke with a victim's family member.
We did. It has been a long morning here. I mean, we are talking about a family who received news directly from a deputy who answered her husband's phone. She was calling him to check up on him. He's a security guard here at the dispensary behind me. Investigators say he was actually sitting in that black SUV, that Expedition that you see there. While he was working, he was sitting in there with another person when two suspects approached their vehicle for an attempted robbery and potentially attempted carjacking. They say at that point a scuffle unfolded back and forth, and then shots were eventually fired here on 91st Street and Compton Avenue, adding they believed that attempted carjacking took place, and once that struggle followed, the husband of the woman we spoke to earlier was shot and killed on scene. The second victim was shot multiple times in his upper torso, ran down the street. Investigators say at that point Good Samaritans showed up on scene, and the two suspects that initially approached the victims ended up taking off with the Good Samaritans car. Investigators describe it as a silver Acura. We talked to the wife of the victim who was shot to death, identifying him as a 37-year-old Alex Gonzalez, a loving father and dedicated husband.
Well, we pretty much lost a part of us, that took care of us and came to work and had to take care of us, me and, his daughter. So now my daughter is, our daughter's without him, and, life's going to be different.
She tells us Gonzalez had recently clocked in before all of this unfolded, saying he had been working outside of this dispensary as a security guard for a handful of months prior to this incident, but had been working security for about 4 years. At this time, investigators are looking into any and all security camera footage and talking to people to try to find these suspects that are still outstanding. They're asking anyone with information to come forward. Reporting live in South LA, Lucelia Caballero, KCAL News.
Yo, we send our condolences, prayers to that family, man. That's some fucked up shit. I got folks that do security and shit. A dangerous job, though. They walked up to rob it. His car and everything. Didn't care if he was a security. We're gonna get to this before we get back to it. The real Political Street Views. Shout out to Political Street Views. Got some content. Real reason King Pill diss Trey 57, Crips, and Big Sad 1900. Let's get to it.
Dude, we about to break down the real reason why King Pill been trolling Big Sad, the Baby Stone Gorillas, and Baby Stone from Trey 57. Some of these conflicts turned deadly, while others just stayed on wax, becoming diss tracks. It all stemmed from King Pill not liking the fact that Big Sad and DW Flame was coming to Pomona, and when they came to Pomona, they was showing his ops love. He felt like his ops didn't have a spotlight or something, and they was giving him one. He made his mind up right then and there. Pill didn't just start trolling, he took it to a whole nother level. He felt like the money train was headed to Pomona, and he wasn't gonna miss it for nothing. Look where he was at last year.
March 21st, 2024, it's King Lil Pill. So I'm currently sitting at like 141 subscribers on YouTube, 352 followers on Instagram, and a few followers on TikTok.
When the nigga had hair,
story is that today I decided that I'm going to start documenting my life and my journey along with this music.
Yeah, and I had went to EF. That's when I had ran into Big Sad, you feel me, as a young kid.
Oh, shit,
He was in there popping it like he was just some hard young dude, you feel me, with a gap tooth.
And this is before the music and everything?
Before all that, man, we
Okay.
like little ass kids, you feel me? He was like a little goofball ass kid. I always be like quiet, you feel me? Like I'm just now learning how to really get outspoken because I've been out at the pen for a nice little amount of time. I'm getting my energy and shit back, you feel me? But I always used to be quiet, mind my business, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people would think like you soft. Shit, man, he was just popping it through the door one day, you know what I'm saying? I actually got into it with another dude in between the cells and he was like banging on me and we was like talking about we gonna fade when the doors pop. And Big Sad was popping it through his door, you know what I'm saying? So first I poured some piss inside the dude that I'm finna fight. I poured in his shoes. When I walk out to go see the nurse, I had a little cup of piss on me, you feel me? Poured in the dude's shoes. A Big Sad coming out like he looking and waiting on the nigga to come out. So I just get off on him. You feel me? You got to get off on somebody, especially when you feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
And how good of a squabble was Big Sad?
It wasn't really no squabble, man. It was
like
just
that.
like a piss to the face and a slap to the face, and the shit was really over. Not a slap, a punch to the face, and he just fell down.
Your face looking ass. Look like you got tatted in the dark, bitch. Look like your booty stank. And I just seen that interview. They said you ain't been to your hood in 16 years. I seen that shit when the little was on the live, and they asked about you. They said you got put on in prison.
When Pill seen Big Sad responded, that just added fuel to the fire. Everybody had their input. It was already conflict going on in the city of Pomona. Now it was more diss tracks and more people sliding. Baby Stone wasn't just a rapper out of Centown. He was active. He was the one that started the 4K this and 4K that thing. Stone would come to his untimely demise in 2021. Prior to the boiling points, it had been alleged that shootings were already taking place left and right. On this particular day, Stone happened to be at the mall. I'm gonna read this article. A man was killed and 2 others were wounded in the shooting outside the mall of Victor Valley in Victorville Friday evening, police said. The shooting occurred just before 8 p.m. near Red Robin restaurant outside the mall. Victorville police said the other 2 victims, an adult and a juvenile, were transported by ambulance. Their condition is unknown. Further details, including suspect description, were not immediately released. The adult and the juvenile were innocent bystanders, I read in another article. Yeah, so the situation out there in P-Town was definitely serious. Not sure if Stone was in Victorville visiting or if he relocated. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Stone's death turned their troll meters up a couple notches. He was a little bit older, and I'm looking at music videos of guys that's almost 20 years old, it looked like, all dissing him. The Chicago lifestyle and landed right here. I was talking to an OG a little bit ago, and that topic came up. He said, nah, you had banging on wax in my day, and you might call out somebody by name, but not all this just straight dissing somebody hood. But now that's your form of going viral these days. In this video, Pill will go on pressing his limits, dissing Stone. Centown responded, dissing Juggy, which was one of their OGs, and the 2 brothers that were unalived. Pill will go on YouTube and talk about how he hated Centown and where it all rooted from as a kid.
And I hated the niggas from Spintown since I was a little ass kid, bro. Niggas who don't know what that is, nigga, I hated niggas from Trey 5-7 since I was a little ass kid, nigga. I used to go to junior high school in Pomona, my nigga. And one time a grown nigga from Trey 5-7 took my phone, nigga. A nigga named Blue something, bro. I gotta ask around. Niggas know the nigga, bro. Nigga took my chirp phone, nigga. Used to have a little chirp phone, bitch ass nigga took my chirp, nigga. And I always remembered that. I even stopped fucking with my homies that was like 16.
Damn. hear that, Push? Took that nigga Motorola chirp. It's been on ever since. What's his name? Blue something? Hey, man, you owe him a new fucking phone, homie. Bullying that nigga. Now he's saying, fuck you niggas. It's that trauma
That's
that you have.
crazy. That nigga kept his phone on.
That's fucked up, bro. I gotta stop that bullying, man. See what you created?
15, older than me, because I'm like, damn, these niggas let this bitch ass nigga take my phone, bro. I'm like, bro, give my shit, my nigga. Bitch ass nigga, fuck you got going on, nigga? Shit, nigga. And it just went like that, bro. And I'm like, damn, nigga, what the fuck going on, my nigga? So I always had something against them bitch ass niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, my nigga. So it was easy for me to go ahead and take that step. You feel me? To become a part of the 4-5 bitch. You feel me?
Oh, okay. It's all making sense now. So let's get into this prison put on and why they keep saying he not official.
Been claiming it since I was like 12 or 13. But I never got officially put on. Am I supposed to go to the pen and say I'm not from nowhere? Like, hell no, nigga. You born in this shit, nigga. Yo, grandpa OG, nigga. OG's a bill. Everybody know him. I'm like, damn. He like, nigga, what you need to do when you get to the pen, tell the homies the same exact shit you just told me. You been claiming Ludus Park. You never really got put on. They gonna figure out what to do with you. You young. You with the shits. They gonna figure it out. And that's pretty much what happened, you feel me?
Boy in there eating them chicken noodle soups. He said he was young and with the BS. Dulo from Athens Park was on My Be podcast. He said he did some time with King Pill. He vouching for King Pill. Said he ain't lying. Said he was in there terrorizing. Really punching it down like he talking about.
Said catching phase with my enemies, nigga. You feel me? Yeah, really whooping shit, nigga. Trucks, nigga, all that. Everybody getting whooped on, nigga. Dead homies. Yard down. Doing that shit for real, nigga. I already knew who my enemies was.
We shelled out.
Hey, you in contact with Pill still?
Hell yeah, that's my dog on everything. And he go up. Everything he saying, he ain't lying. I ain't lying about nothing. He ain't either.
Yeah, but you could tell when he trolling and when he being serious. But they want to say the stuff he trolling about, he a liar for that. But it's clearly he being entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it worked too.
So is King Pill looking like a genius, or is he looking like an idiot to his hood? It's up to everybody to decipher. We all got opinions, you know. But anyway, let's break down the Baby Stone Gorilla's issue and how that whole thing got going. It was all over a feature. He pretty much hit the Instagram page up and sent them $250 and asked them to get a feature. Somebody told them they was gonna give him 2 songs and they didn't play out.
And I said free Blueface on the little thing. Next thing you know, I go to like try to see what's going on with the feature shit. I'm blocked. Like, yeah, I got a little bit of fucking followers, my. But when my shit brack off on Bloods, I'ma bring this shit to niggas' attention, my. And I feel like whoever took my money, bro, nigga owe me one. Even if niggas want to get together and all 4 of y'all, we do a 4-on-1. All the BSGs against me, my. You feel me? We could do it like that too, but I fucked up. I said free Blueface. I was in the wrong, blood, so I felt like I was in the wrong as a homie. So I kind of left it alone. But when these bounced back, doing the video with Sad, after he was just up here and the story wasn't making no sense. When they just showed the video of this nigga giving the description of the fucking car, my. You know what I'm saying? The nigga just said he ran to the bitch house and was hiding on the fucking porch. Like, you in there talking like a motherfucker, bro. I mean, I understand you probably got wrapped up for dropping the lady off, you know what I'm saying? But you in there talking like, I'll give her the address if you want me to. Like, bro, you just fully cooperate. We can walk up the street if you want. Look, I'm gonna show you over here. But look, so blood, I'm like, once I see them niggas doing a video with him again, that's when I decide to turn up.
He said he left the situation alone though, because they was little kids. He was talking about a 4-on-1. Shit, 2-on-1, they might get with you. P4 in the tall, dark-skinned one. He might get with you, whoop your program out. Pay attention to this right here, though. How he say he knew 5 much was a mark.
You don't believe the story about For Extra running into them in the mall? That sounds like
I mean, I kind of did, bro, because I kind of did believe Blood ran into the. Oh man, I don't really want to go.
I think he ran into somebody associated.
I believe he ran into.
I don't think it was the main dudes.
I believe he ran into the skinny dark.
Right. Okay.
Because the only reason why I believe that is because the one little who went viral for telling the story.
P4K. He's the easiest one. Oh, who else?
One.
Okay.
The little dude who not from it, he just live over there.
Okay.
And he had went viral saying like, yeah, 4 extras came down and this was right here and he got on, like, you know what I'm saying? He went viral for telling that story, and then the next day he got his ass whooped in their hood leaving the store. And I'm like, why would a who live over there put himself in that kind of danger if the story's not true? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Like, if you live in my hood and you tell on the internet the whole world that I ran off, like, bro, you putting your whole family in danger. You feel me? Why would it lie, bro? I just feel like he got on there and spoke his truth and they whooped his ass for that. You feel me? But I don't know, bro.
Guess Pill caught that from a mile away. He said 5 much was looking like a mark from the dribble. Then y'all heard he just got marked out in the county. He said he left the feature situation alone, cause they little kids. But nah, I know why he left the situation alone. Cause they got the jungles with him. Cause Flock the Boy younger than them. If y'all know Flock the Boy, he going crazy, impersonating all the rappers in LA. Check him out.
That you caught 600 slipping.
Yeah, I caught that nigga 600 slipping the other day. You feel me? I was with my homie in the cyber truck. I caught that nigga slipping. He started running with the pistol. We got the Slide First tour coming soon. You feel me? Peanut butter slide first.
Yeah, he did a skit on Pill. Pill got hot. DM'd him talking about he don't care about none of that. Little kid or not. Get whooped out. So what's the difference between the Baby Stone Gorillas and Flock the Boy? Flock the Boy don't bang. Yeah, you picking and choosing. That's what it sound like to me. What it sound like to y'all? And I know. We definitely gonna touch up on the 4 extra situation. That's crazy work. 4 extra didn't go that hard on Trap Lord Ross. And he said crap. He went stupid hard on Unk. And all he said is, what that mean? When he said 40s, he said, what that mean? He jumped up ready to soccer bopper his head off. 4 extra had his fist balled up like a little biscuit. Little croissant. Ready to put one on that dude. He had 100 pounds for real. People done way more than that to get socked out. You got a few people you need to fire up before you get off on Unk, I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead and give King Pill that fade. It ain't nothing but a check. Yeah, man, it's political street views, no fake news.
War is over money, people. On the Rich at Heart _TV podcast. Make sure y'all tap in or tap out. Become a member. I got some ish in there that you can't see on here. I swear to God, we're going up like gas prices. But today we're going to address Booty Braids. Booty Braids, stop trying to make this Inglewood, Denver Lane thing, bro. Cause we cool with the lanes. We used to beef back in 08, 07 or whatever, bro. I don't like you. Booty Braids.
Hey man, tap in on the who's. I know this for sure. Munchie ain't never did nothing. 109th Street, he ain't never did no squabbling. He ain't never yanked.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
You saying that she squabbled sis on 109th Street? If she squabbled sis, I would have slapped her. DLB, your time is limited. Munchie.
Hey, he got the little gray spot in the middle. This nigga's stupid.
Theory. What's the definition of sergeant?
A non-commissioned officer in the armed forces, in particular in the U.S. Army or Marine Corps.
When did Barack Obama ever ball his fist up or throw a grenade? Nigga, I direct traffic, fool. And you talking about anybody who hang with Munchie can't come on 109th Street.
You associate with Munchie, you coming to Denver Ave, can't happen.
Knock it off, fool. Booty Braids. I was just on 109th Street the other day, but talk about me. Don't talk about Inglewood family and Denver Lanes. I don't like you, but yeah. Check me out on the Rich at Heart _podcast. Follow me on the gram, MB _ the mayor. I got a song with Lil Boosie. Perry on Jerry Key, Munchie B featuring Lil Boosie. Make sure y'all go run it up. I'm out of here. It's the B team. Whoa, whoa.
rest their case by the end of today in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. One of the final prosecution witnesses was a former assistant who testified last week about the work culture while on Combs' staff. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman joins us now from outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. She's been covering this trial since the beginning. Good morning, Katrina. Just catch us up on what we missed Friday and what we should expect today.
Good morning, Errol. So you were saying he did tell us a lot about what it was like to work for Sean Combs. And one thing that he said is that Combs liked for his assistants to move like SEAL Team 6. He also said that Combs was someone who did not take no for an answer. And as other assistants have testified, Errol, there were times where he would work for days without sleep. But what was significant about his testimony is he talked about getting drugs for Sean Combs and also setting up what he called Wild King Nights. We've heard of them as the Freak Off or Hotel Nights. This is also someone who is one of the only Combs aides who has been arrested in affiliation with this investigation, Errol. Back in March of 2024, he was arrested because he had cocaine in his possession. He testified it was actually Sean Combs' cocaine, but he didn't tell law enforcement that at the time. And when asked why, he said that it was out of loyalty. But also we learned that everything he did was either at the direction of Sean Combs or Christina Coram. She is Combs' former chief of staff who's been identified as a co-conspirator in this case. So his testimony is really important for the prosecution and this racketeering conspiracy charge against Sean Combs.
All right, entering the final chapter of this trial. Katrina Kaufman, thank you.
Sean did people that, didn't really have a motivation to lie. What's Cassie's motivation to lie now? She's been paid $20 million. We found that out. What's her motivation to lie now? She said she still loved him. But she's a fucking victim. She's an absolute 100% victim in this case. I know some people say free Diddy and, you're biased. And
if you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to.
I just call it like I see it. If the government hasn't proven their case, I would absolutely be on the side of the defense. And I'm not picking a side. I'm just trying to give you an accurate vision of where we're at in this case. And so what the defense has to argue is not that he's innocent, right? Because we don't have that in this country. Some countries have, I think it's Scotland's got guilty, innocent, and not proven or something like that. And we don't have that. We just have it guilty or not guilty. And it's guilty beyond the reasonable doubt. And how much beyond a reasonable doubt, the instruction will say the amount of care one would use in their most important of affairs. The amount of doubt that it would cause somebody to hesitate. And I always tell a jury, there's no mathematical formula to how far beyond a reasonable doubt we're talking about, but it's got to be pretty darn sure. And at the end of the day, the jury is the one that decides exactly. There's no instruction as to how far it is. And so they have a lot of power. The evidence in this case, I think, is pretty overwhelming. And the defense really has their work cut out for them. So you can't have defense, they didn't put on a case, so you can't hold it against them. And so the defense is really just punching up, just trying to say this person is not credible. Look at the big picture here. And they're going to point out specific instances where Cassie Ventura had said, "I love you. I can't wait for the freak offs," that kind of stuff. But that doesn't negate the drugs, does it? That doesn't negate the guy coming in from out of town to fuck her. It just doesn't. So then the case goes to the jury, and when the case goes to the jury, the judge reads the instructions, and then they deliberate. So what's your guess on how long it's going to be? What's your guess? I can tell you in the last case that I tried, the jury was out for 5 days. When you have a 7-week trial, I suspect the jury's going to be out for a little while, at least 2 to 3 days. And one of the things you're going to want to look for is the jury will ask questions if they want to see a particular piece of evidence. Here's the other thing. In the old days, we used to use videotape, right? Fucking videotape. And you didn't send that back with the jury. If they wanted to see the interview or whatever was on the tape Everybody had to assemble in the courtroom, and then the lawyers had to be there, the client had to be there, the prosecutor's got to be there, the jury's there. All right, now put the tape in and that's tape. You know, we always say, I'm going to tape this. No, we don't use tape anymore. So nowadays, they give them a laptop, a blank laptop, and usually with a thumb drive that's got all the exhibits on it. And so then they can do that in the jury room. But look for this. Look for news when a jury has a question, because the questions oftentimes are something that will give you an idea of where they're at, where their head's at. You know, a lot of times they'll ask if they can read back testimony, and they don't allow that. Can you read back the testimony of so-and-so? Or they'll have questions about the instructions. That's especially instructive, because if they talk about the instructions, guess what? They're focusing on a particular piece of evidence related to those instructions. So when you look at this whole thing in its entirety, you've got the government presenting, you know, all these witnesses, percent of their cases, status really high. And why do they do that? Well, number one, they have the power of the FBI. They have the power of the DEA. They have the power of the U.S. Marshal Service. They have the power of the Department of Justice. You know, they've got really unlimited resources, and they can be patient. And I guarantee you they were patient with Diddy. You know, you watch how this thing unfolds, because the jury's going to get the case, and once they decide, the judge will read the verdict, right? And when the judge reads the verdict, oh my God, even if you're not involved, your palms are sweaty, your heart is pounding. It's a very stressful time. If he's found guilty, there's so many aggravating factors. The torture, the physical assaults, you know, the extended period of time over which this happened, you know, and so I haven't actually calculated his guidelines, but I think they're going to be like 30 to life, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the sex trafficking charges alone might carry him a 15-year mandatory minimum. The stakes are really, 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 really high for the dealer, and I wish him well. I mean, I don't have anything against Sean Diddy Combs. I mean, I don't. I call him the diddler because this shit is just fucking gross. I mean, I just don't know how you let somebody fuck your girlfriend. Hey, by the way, go do this and let me watch. You know? Oh, and by the way, when you're out this afternoon at the supermarket, can you pick up 450 bottles of baby oil? I mean, fucking A. When you're at Costco, go get me a 55-gallon drum of baby oil because I want to get slippery tonight. I mean, fucking A. So Robert just mentioned that, you know, some of the hotel bills for repairs are like 60 grand because it's like oil everywhere.
Photos of Diddy's freak-off damage in multiple hotels has just been released. And now we're even seeing the receipt of damages from the freak-offs at the Intercontinental Hotel of $46,000. This is some of the photos from the many photos entered into evidence of Diddy's freak-off damage that he would occur in these hotel rooms. And right here, that's a whole rug wrapped up in towels and sheets.
I don't. You know, you want to get your freak on? Great. You want to fuck with people and hurt people and put them in harm's way? Not great.
Exaggerated and mocked the government's evidence. Fox's Connor Hansen is in New York with what happened inside court and what's next for that jury.
On week 7 of his sex trafficking trial, music mogul Sean Combs looked on as his lawyers made their final case. They accused prosecutors of creating a fake trial, over-exaggerating Diddy's recreational drug use and swinger lifestyle, calling it racketeering. Diddy's attorney also poked fun at a high-profile raid of his home where agents seized hundreds of bottles of baby oil.
I think that racketeering charge is going to be difficult for them. It's difficult for most juries. It's hard to understand. I think that there was enough holes poked by the defense to say it's possible that they are not going to come back with a guilty on that racketeering.
Prosecutors have spent more than a month saying Combs operated his company like a criminal enterprise. They argue a long list of crimes ranging from arson to kidnapping amount to a racketeering conspiracy. Much of the trial centered around Combs' troubled relationship with singer Cassie Ventura. Shocking videos showed Combs drag her through a hotel hallway. His attorney acknowledged that domestic abuse happened, but argued that it was not sex trafficking. Now it will be up to a New York City jury to wade through the complex case.
I'm not saying that the elements do not fit. It's just it's going to take some creative arguments on the part of the prosecution.
After receiving detailed instructions, the jury will start deliberating on Monday. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Let's talk about summer, 4th of July.
So what's up, man? That's the end of the trial. They gonna get to starting what's gonna happen to Diddy. We're gonna get to this next half of this. You got any last thoughts on Diddy, man? What you think?
I don't know how everybody feeling like that dude gonna get off. I mean, I see him getting no less than 5 years.
5, yeah, between 5 and 7. You think? Probably. He already been in there for what, a year? So, they hyping it up, yo. I don't think they've proven they RICO case, though. Maybe the gods of Nibiru can help out Diddy, man. Yo, we got the Anunnakis, gods of Nibiru. Did they conquer? Man, is this part 2 of what we was just talking about, or what?
Yeah, it's a continuation. It's kind of like but it's not part. It's a continuation.
I know you got the GDM. Should we play that one or this one first?
I don't know. You right at a minute, an hour 43. So.
Ain't no damn. All right, let's get to it.
Go over there and check out some of those videos and subscribe. Also, drop a like and subscribe right here.
If you've got pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your kitchen and you're not using this recipe yet,
to my YouTube and check out pushypush.com. Head over there, family, and sub to there also. But let's jump into this one right here. What is the New World Order to you? The New World Order. For me, it has always been a thing of like microchipping people and, government takeover and bloodline families ruling over everyone in the world. That has been the New World Order for me. But that has changed as, you get to studying, and I understand with a different look what the New World Order is. And it's a lot more scarier than what I personally even imagined, So this picture right here is an example of this New World Order. See, for me now, the New World Order is not simply taking over, the way people think. This New World Order is the erasing of previous paradigms to such extent you don't remember them anymore. It is the wiping away of a whole paradigm. That is what the New World Order is. In that world order, you won't remember the old language. You won't remember the old gods you might have praised. You won't remember even how you built or even mathematics. In the New World Order, those things will be replaced. So that is what this image is representing right here for me. This is the New World Order. There is an order that requires man to be obedient. And this starts with our government. So I'm saying our government is under this New World Order, which puts us under a New World Order. So some things to remember as we go forward, because what I'm going to show is this New World Order, as in who the possible people are that our government is praising. I want to show the actual battle that seems to have happened that broke our governments to such extent that's the reason why they praise. And I want to show that mankind actually aided this entity that is over our government. So it's a lot to take in right here, but something to keep in mind: the glow around this man's head and the triangle necklace. I just want you to remember those right there, because those two symbols is going to show up, and that is what's going to begin to reveal, you know, what is causing our new world order. So I believe that something came and wiped out our last paradigm, and now we are in a new paradigm. And I believe some families have survived that paradigm, having to be underneath this entity right here. Our governments, like I said, is underneath this. So the new world order has been placed on the governments of the world. And if the governments of the world have to believe or praise a certain way, then that subject will fall upon man itself. So I do believe that our world is governed by an entity that is higher than our governments or kings itself. So we get into this one right here. I previously showed this picture right here in the last video, but I wanted to express it in a different manner, you know, because it tells the many new world orders that we've had, you know. So just on its face, it's a UFO event that is said to have happened in Straussland, so over in Europe near Holland. You can see the Hague in the back. So over here in Europe during the 1600s. Now I've had things to where I felt like there might have been 1,000 years, so this could possibly definitely be like in the 600s. But to look at it at itself, those are UFOs in the background. Those are UFOs. The three hands that's coming out of the clouds, what that is three flood events the world went through. Like, this entity can only defeat us by flooding the world. So there's three flood events that flood, like that literally put us on a reset, that create a new world order. So you see Noah's boat down there. You can look at that as one event. And then there's a second flood event. And the most recent one is the one that we're looking at. And we call that the mud flood. We call that Tartaria. So I've been trying to identify this second flood event that happened. But this is what this is showing. 3 flood events, starting with Noah. So there is a battle that happened possibly in 1665 or 665, where something came and defeated our kingdoms to the point where we're subject to it. You know, we have to praise it. Our religion has been changed from what it was even in the past right here. But you see the eyes on the cup, those eyes on the cup.
My husband begged me to stop doing this pink salt trick after I lost 25 pounds in less than 2 weeks. But here's a warning.
It's no different. This is what's over.
Now this is on the back of our money, right? So that, and you say praising it in the religion aspect. Do you feel that these entities is hiding behind? I know you talked earlier about the church and everything. Do you think it's within all the religions that's out there?
Honestly, Buddhism to me is the only one that seems not.
I didn't hear that last part.
Buddhism seems like the only one that seems like it's not. That's the. I mean, you're using your bodily like energy and stuff, but everything else, you know, it's You just got to know the history of that, and you'll realize like the Quran and the Bible, they're both the same books, basically. You know, everybody who's in the Quran is in the Bible. Abraham, Joseph, everybody, the same people are in both books. And I think they use those two religions right there as a tool over everyone, meaning like your governments, you know, that they're either a Muslim nation or a Christian nation. So your government is literally the religion.
Right.
So the people follow the government and be what the government is.
So like even with this Israel and this Iran situation, could that be some puppeteer going on from the unseen?
Well, I mean, you do get regular skirmishes, but look at it like this. Israel got nukes. America got nukes. All the countries that got nukes, those countries are making sure every other country is compliant. You see what I'm saying? So the technology of a nuke, it's not something that everybody knows, and it's something to me that has been given, and only a few countries have shared it with each other. Like India and Pakistan wasn't supposed to get a nuke. They ended up getting a nuke. They were like something that wasn't supposed to get it. But that's how they hold the world underneath this threat.
They were talking
the whole
about
world is
that,
under threat with nuke nations.
Yeah, with the Anunnakis, if you look into that literature, they talk about these nukes that were hidden into these different areas over there. You know, and the wars that they did have back in the days, you know, they were using that type of technology. So, this is great.
And that's the point where we were looking, you know, in the last video about such technology existing, you know, and like I said, these are the like I believe like they made deals with these things, bro. You can't beat them, you know. That's the mindset.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past. They got like.
But I have heard things like this. I've heard white people like who talk on this subject. They'll be like, they took and they did make deals with them so they could get the technology to reverse it and fight them.
Right.
So the only problem is your war in heaven and all that. I mean, it's like it's a real event, but you know, we're being given it in a spiritual manner. So you kind of look at it like Christmas, you know, and Santa. Yeah. Versus, you know, some real life situations to where these very things above our government, bro, they deal with our finances. Like the finances doesn't end with a specific family like that. It goes up higher. But again, you know, if you think that we're the only ones, I'd be like, why can't you go past the ice wall? Why are they preventing you from going out? That lets you know that you're trapped. If you're really free, you should be able to travel as far as your feet can stomp.
That's a fact, man.
You can't go to that border wall, bro. Every nation got a boat there. Even Africa got a boat over there to push you back. Meaning South Africa is over there. They all stop everyone from trying to go over there past that ice wall. That lets you know you're not free.
For our government right here. And I believe that this destruction is a planned destruction based off, you know, man's rebellion. So we're going to look further right here. So just keep in mind that these are UFOs. There has been more than one flood event going as far as back as Noah. And this event that I'm going to be talking about is the last event that caused the mud flood. And it's crazy because there are coins that show this event. Just to touch on this one more time, it said, did you know about the 1665 air battle of Strausland. So this is a UFO, and it's over Strausland, which is a star fort city. You can see the kings right there. Something that I was saying in the last video, the people, when this entity came, they looked at this entity as a divine figure. So it's not the factor that it's angels or angels came. This is the mindset that people had when they looked at this entity. They looked at it as divine. So it's burning and destroying up everything, and they're feeling like almost like God came and attacked them. So to just keep that in mind, at times the angel will represent the UFO, you know. So in this situation right here, so we go a little further, just zooming into here to get to the meat. This is a 1653 coin. This is the same place. This is Strausland, and you can see there's a UFO above the city. There's a UFO above the city. So if we go back, UFO above Strausland, and then a whole bunch of UFOs above Strausland with the name of the leader or who they might be. So that name in the cloud is Yahweh. It could be Yahwehians, because I've read things where there were actually a people versus a god, but those are UFOs. And if you look at that, the sketch shows the UFO even closer over the city burning everything.
Holy sh! Listen to this, listen. Okay, I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
And this is the actual UFO engraved on a coin. So this isn't AI right here. This is something that is reflecting history. And I don't necessarily feel like it had to happen in 1650, like 53. It could be commemorating an older moment or older time. But nevertheless, that is an alien ship over, or a Nibiru ship to me, over one of our star fort cities. We look in close, the name of the people or the name of the God is in the ship. So right there, that is Yahweh's name right there, engraved in the top of the ship. We go back, that is what's on here, engraved in the top. So it's saying like almost the God of Israel has flooded the world 3 times. And our last flood that we know about, this mud flood event, could have been by the same God or people. I more so look at it as people versus a God though. But that is the name Yahweh right there in the spaceship. And I show on this coin right here, you know, that's the same name. So there's 3 syllables right there. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go back, it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the syllables are the same. The symbols are the same. And that is Yahweh. And here it says, fear God, honor thy king. So this Yahweh right here is the entity that's in this ship. So far as I'm concerned, the Yahweh isn't a God. It isn't the Most High. It is probably people from beyond who have defeated us. And I think we're like subject to it, you know, and we're possibly have been attacked by this thing more than once. And it requires man to praise it like a god, and it also runs our government. So this is what we're seeing inside of our church, inside of our Bible. This Yahweh, it's saying it comes from a UFO. Let's go a little deeper. I wanted to show you a comparison. This right here on the right side is the name Yahweh up in the cloud. It is the exact like type of city, you know, but this is Hamburg right here. So we're talking the same type of city. Now the difference is you see a full UFO on the left with Yahweh's name on the top. and it has clouds, so it can produce its clouds, it can hide itself in clouds. And then on the right you see the name Yahweh, and it's in the cloud. So we go back, that name Yahweh that's in that ship, that is what's going on. That is what has attacked us. We have been taught to praise this Yahweh, and the historians who cannot write this in books because they burned them, and they have to put these on coins. So I had to definitely find these, and
You gonna piss all these cats that believe in that, bro.
See, bro, look at the coins though.
I see. It's
They're
right.
the same cities, bro. Look.
It's
Kind of. You see, one is with the spaceship, and then there's the. I mean, you got to put them together. The name Yahweh is written in the spaceship, and then they show a coin with. I mean, I don't know what.
I think some do know about this knowledge. You know.
I'm just saying, how coincidental was that?
Right.
This ain't a sketch no more. It's on coins, bro. Somebody print that up. That costs money. $16.53, bro.
put this together right here. But they're showing that this cloud symbol on the right with the name Yahweh, it is the exact same image on the left. So when they're trying to keep this information from you, you will see it Yahweh right there on the right with the cloud. And I'm showing you when the truth is revealed, you're going to see the spaceship with Yahweh's name in it. And that is what has conquered us. So we have been at war with the very God that's inside of the Old Testament that we're being taught to praise. Where we have been at battle, and it has reset us at least 3 times. So let's jump right here. This right here is a great example, and possibly the example of this airship attacking during this time period. So you can see a fireball right there. And down below to the right on this coin, that is a star fort. And then you see the boats on the back end. So I want y'all to remember that right there. But when you're looking at this, this is looking at it from a helicopter view. So it's looking downward. So something is shooting downward towards.
Is it true that eating eggs can cause type 2? Yes, and very few people have the courage to talk about it. The true.
This star fort on the right. And this is what I'm showing you right here. What is shooting right there downward? It's a UFO. Go back right here. That is what's attacking. So these things started shooting this place. That's what they were doing even in our past. These UFOs are the ones who are shooting right here during this time period right here. You see the boats. That is a star fort. Now watch this. The coins start to show how strong this bomb was, or this fireball was. So here are the boats right here. And you can see the light as if the light is approaching. They're like showing their point of view. So you have to look at it like this. It's a fireball coming. The fireball is getting closer to that image in the background. Those 2 buildings right there. That's the star fort. So the fireball is headed there. Now look. This is the aftermath. And this is on the coins. This is not AI. This is literally on the coins.
Check out that blast.
People took the time to illustrate this right here. And you can see that is a big explosion on the left. And then on the right side, you can see the power of the explosion with a plume of smoke in the back. And again, you see these boats right here. So let's kind of go back and you can look at this in procession. You have your UFOs right there. And let's go back just a little further. The UFO is burning the city. You just saw the fireball. This is what's causing Straussland to burn. It's because this UFO is firing at the city. That UFO with Yahweh's name in it, the one who's conquered the world at least 3 times with water, that name is the one that's firing. So if it's the Yahweh people, if it's the Nibiru people, the Anunnaki people, you know, they have been around and our governments are subject to this. This is the reason why we're subject. We can't beat it. It shows it on arrival to those buildings in between. And then it shows the actual hit. 2 times. It shows the hit. And one with a definition inside of the explosion. And this is the aftermath. So there's the boats right there. And obviously there is a big explosion. This is how we get to a new world order. It's because the old way we are living has been destroyed. The government, the kingdom, and possibly only a few people, meaning kingdoms who abide, survive. So this is how we get to our mud flood. This is why the buildings that we are seeing that are halfway underground or fully underground, full cities underground, covered by dirt and mud, this is the event that's causing that. Now the question is the time, 1600 or the 600. But this level of destruction is the reason why we don't remember, and the reason why they can completely rewrite our past. This part right here is meant to show that you had kingdoms working in conjunction with this Yahweh entity or Yahwehan people, whoever this entity is that I believe possibly comes from beyond the ice wall. But it says right here, Siege of Straussland, 1628. I was showing this in the last video. You know, it shows several kingdoms. So down at the bottom, you'll see like it looks like a kingdom. It's just several kingdoms that came together to fight this star fort right here. What's interesting is the very back. I want you to look at this. In the back, where it's in the very back where the K is, there's ships going all the way around the star fort in the very back. That star fort right there, that back end, is this right here. This is the back end of that painting. So here's the ships right here. These are the ships. The fireball's coming down. This is the back end. That's what you're looking at. These ships are all on the back end. So you see right there, these ships are all on the back end. And this city is being fired upon. So the coin and the painting is literally corresponding with each other.
As I went through my timeline, I realized that, I was sexualized, I think 5 years old. And I started to experience.
This one is interesting because we go back to having to understand these signs and these symbols, So what I was showing was the armies are working, or certain kingdoms are working with this entity to conquer other nations. So this is the reason why you have so many families ruling in our world, in particular governments, is because those families has been there, placed since the last paradigm. This is that example right here. So this on here has Leopold's name on here, King Leopold. But the picture on the left, the coin on the left, it looks like the army is walking against what's in the sky. It's actually not walking against what's in the sky. It's walking with, and it's being guided. So this cloud, I want you to look at that. You see the triangle right there and the big light out of that right there. So I'm saying this cloud, triangle, the big light right here is guiding this army. They're together. this is the UFO right here. So we go back one more. Just go back right here. That's the UFO right there. Yahweh right there. So when we're right here, that is what you're looking at right here. That is the UFO. They definitely did their job, but they're showing you that nations walked with this entity to take over basically the world. I wanted to show this from this perspective because, again, you have to look at the symbolism in order to see that our governments had to, they were conquered. Our governments were conquered and they are subject to this. So that coin on the very far left, that's the army walking. And I'm saying the very thing in the cloud is the spaceship with people in it. The coin in the middle, the cloud up there. You see the man right there. He's in the cloud. You see the coin on the left, it's in the cloud. You see the triangle around the man's head. You see on the coin on the left, the triangle in the cloud. You see how the triangle in the cloud has this glare off of it like a bright light. The coin on the left has the glare around it like a bright light. So this is telling you right here that there are people in a UFO that is bombing, Starfort cities during our last paradigm. If you look at the bottom of the gold coin, there is a ground force army and they're shooting what looks like bombs into that Starfort. So this is Straussland again. They're dropping bombs from the ground. Well, that's the coin on the left. The coin on the left, the silver coin, that is the ground force helping this entity that's in a UFO. Right now, the coin is showing you, this is not AI right here. The coin is literally showing you right here. And if we look to the further right here, that is the end game. You see the triangle on his neck. That's the end game. What's that around that man's head on the coin? The triangle. You see the glow around his head? What's that around that man's head? The glow. This is the end game. We have been conquered by a group of people, in my opinion. And we are subject to it because our governments are subject to it. Basically, what you're looking at is people with low tech helping people with high tech fight regular people, fight the last paradigm. This right here, what you're looking at, is what took away the last paradigm. It's why it's under mud. This is what created the mud flood, and it's hard to believe, but your Bible literally tells you. It's just how the story is presented. Ultimately, the Yahweh right there, the Yahweh in the cloud, the Yahweh man right here on the right, they want you to praise them. They're not gods. They're not the Most High. They want you to praise them. And in return, they'll let you live. They will help you fight your enemies. And that's what they're doing right here. They're helping this king fight their enemies. So that's what you're looking at. That's just the ground forces on the left. And on the gold coin, you can see the ground forces helping this entity fight. That is what that is right there. It's a UFO. So the coin on the left, silver, the man in the middle, in the cloud, that is what's in there and what they expect and what we got defeated by.
If you've got pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your kitchen and you're not using this recipe yet,
it's in the UFO. There's the boats right there. There's the name Yahweh right there up at the top. That says Yahweh right there. So the Yahweh could be a people like Yahwehans, though we've been taught like a single God, or it could be literally like how you see it right here. The Yahweh people have a supreme being, and we're expected to praise it like if it's our Most High. This is what took us out right here. And they put this on coins. You can't write this in a book. They would burn the book like they have done in our past. It says right here, Yahweh is the name of the national God of the ancient kingdom of Israel and Judah, often referred to as the God of Israel. So that is the Yahweh right there. The God of Israel is the Yahweh. Well, I'm saying this Yahweh is people who come in a ship from either beyond the ice wall, our history might say Nibiru, but this is what is being praised in the Old Testament. And this thing right here has conquered the world at least 3 times with water. This is the reason why in the scriptures Israel praised it. It's because it was going to destroy them. So either you praise it or it destroy you. That is what that is right there. To really look at this, the Yahweh name goes as far back as the Roman time period. And I think the Roman time period has something to do with our last paradigm. But literally Justinian praised Yahweh. This is Roman money right here. And they praised Yahweh. The I on there later becomes a J, so it becomes justice. Down below the I, right there, it says Judex. If you look at the coin on the right, you see the E, what they did to the E, they turned it into an A. Now it's Judah. If you put the J there on the I, see the God of Israel, Judah, that is the God of Israel's people. Well, I'm saying their God, that God that we're taught to praise, conquers us. It is not the Most High. It is over our governments. It is over us. It is making us praise it. And if we don't, it is going to create another reset. It seems like every time we rebel and we go against it, it destroys the world. This entity requires our kids. That's part of the religion, is that you must hand over the children. Even our government has a deal with these entities, I've heard, to where part of that deal was they were able to take people for technology. So we're under something. We're not in full control, and our governments aren't in full control. This is what caused our last reset. The New World Order is the factor that you have something that has put in power new people, that has created new kingdoms. So that means that it did away with all the old kingdoms. How? It flooded and bombed them. That is what we have went through. And we're in the middle of this New World Order, meaning that it seems like it most recently happened possibly about 1,000 years ago. That's the reason why they're throwing 1,000 on, to totally knock off the time. But the next video, family, is going to be really, really deep. This video was just to show, we have been attacked. So we want to rule that out right there. We have been attacked. The notion that the Most High was mad and told Noah to pack up and get ready, to me, is not true. To me, there is another body of people, and they have been using people to keep their message going. So even if they destroy again, there will be some families alive. All of us will probably be unalive, but there will be some families alive, and those families will introduce the New World Order, the new law, the things that we rejected. They will go and reintroduce to the world again. And that is where we're at right now. The moment that we stop doing those sacrifices, that's when this entity is going to show its face. Our government is right now doing the bidding, and in return it gets technology, the nuclear bombs, to make sure that we don't uprise. But they are stronger than the nukes. So until the next time, family, you know, this was going to get deeper, going to reveal everything that I know. I'm going to try to reveal it, you know, because I don't believe that they're telling the story properly. Hopefully these coins was a good eye opener, you know, because somebody spent money to have that printed. It's not in a book. If it was in a book, it'd be burnt. So until the next time, family, thank you.
Yo, that was dope. Make sure y'all go check that out, man. Anunnaki's Gods of Nibiru. Did they conquer man? Y'all stay tuned. We already at like 2 hours and 22 minutes. The one, the G, the GEM. We did play that one a few weeks back. So we'll come back to that. Man, anything you want to add to that, bro?
I'm just saying, everybody's starting to come out with some info, bro. Everybody got their unique way of what they're finding, but the overall consensus is that a lot of our history is fake.
Right. That's true.
You know, and possible a lot of myths might be real.
Starting to see. We gotta keep on researching, keep on digging. When it's on a coin, you know it's official. You know, like the brother said, they take the time, money back then. You know, it wasn't a bunch of people that was just running around with a bunch of money in their pocket. You know, you had to be some type of royal or somebody of great finances to do these coins, and it was more than one coin was made. You know,
That's why I show them in procession like that, where you see the spaceship and then you see the name over there in the same type of cloud. Like, bro, I don't know what synergy is, but that's pretty close.
right. Hey, y'all tap in, man. We're gonna chill out. I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. If I do, we gonna probably try to game some streaming or whatnot. You know, y'all make sure y'all follow the homie on BrothaPUSH and go to his website pushypush.com. Go follow all the channels on FamWest TV. FamWest _ TV2, Big Nutter 804, and no CAPP'N TV 51. We out this bitch, man. Appreciate everybody. We go. Leave y'all with some comedy. Y'all subscribe to Flock the Ball, man. Little young dude, comedian, doing impressions.
I'm not arguing with a nigga with a cartoon as his profile picture, blood. Queen shit was back on my niggas though, blood. You a grown ass man, blood. You probably like you a young nigga, blood. You could have chose your mom as your profile. You could have chose anything as your profile picture, blood. Your profile picture, a cartoon character, blood. All the L's, blood. Get that yam off your face. What the fuck is a JPZ, blood? No, like serious shit. Like you could have named your Instagram anything in the world, blood. It was like username, and you typed out JPZ with extra E's. Like serious, no, like serious shit. You had to put the extra E's on the JPZ, blood. Like all the L's, blood. Gangsters don't live that long. Blood, that's my song, blood. Like I remember I was in camp, blood.
What you say?
He looked like he got dropped out of a window. Face first.
Blood, like serious shit. I was in juvenile camp, blood, back in 2002, blood. I was like, who the fuck is that, blood? They was like, blood, that's Scarface, blood. Ever since then, that shit bracking. Blood. You's a bitch 5. You's a bitch 5 on Westside Hoop. You's a bitch 5. Spin a nigga block, that's for dissing on the train. Fresh out the county on crims. Westside Hoop, you know I had to get the ink all that. Sweet Jap, stop claiming the set on Westside Hoop. Stop claiming the set on Westside Hoop. You not from the set no more, Sweet Jap. Westside Hoop. That's on Westside Hoop. Keep the cell out your mouth. You not from the set no more. Westside Hoop. Try 6, nigga. Oh boy. 5 dudes to the hundreds, we with all the gunplay. Hey, like the 3 would catch a nigga the same day. Westside Hoop, you niggas got up on me, I don't got a scratch on my face on Westside Hoop. Catch a nigga out of bounds, squeeze the blood out his head. Put them bitches down on Fig, don't be calling me babe. Slide on the nigga, throw the 40 away. That's on Westside Hoop. Weird ass niggas just jumped me on Westside Hoop. I ain't worried about nothing though. Westside Hoop, I got off on one of them niggas, scratchless. And what was it like getting put on the Hoovers? That's on Westside Hoover. The put-ons is more aggressive on the Hoovers on Westside Hoover. So I had to squabble 5 niggas the first day on Westside Hoover, and then the next day I had to come back and squabble 3 more, 8 for the set. Westside Hoover.
Hey man, we out this bitch. Depending on how I feel, cause it's still a weekend. I may tap in, man. It's 7 already. We'll see. Keep the notifications on.
Living for memories.
This is Grammy music producer Ryan Goes Bowser, rocking it out with First Fan West Radio and your man's Mr. Illustrator. And on the ones and twos, we got Crazy D. Spin that, man.
Wonder why people showing fake love, but they hate real. Depression making me take pills. My aunt want me quiet about the shelter when we ate there. That's like telling the kid to stay still. I couldn't do it. Gotta let pain out. I put it in music. That's the only thing that helped other than the drugs I'm abusing. All I focus on myself, so my health I was about to lose it a few times, but niggas never aim when they shoot it. Could've died, but they blew it. If you gon' do it, nigga, do it. Now 2 more niggas got sacked cause they held back when they threw it. Niggas gangsters from computers, I ain't none of that. Niggas tell on you to try to shoot you, I ain't digging that. No matter what you do after, nigga, you still a rat. I can see you in the hole like a mole, you gon' still get wet. The police took my nigga back. My friend, my brother, my slime. Told him stick to the skirt, something different was on his mind. I know that sometimes loyalty can make you blind, but you had the hood, you had no good reason to rob. I ain't getting it. Got rid of him whenever them bricks was in stupidity and greed. Got you tied up in the shit you in. Typing in a pen again. Fighting in a pen again. Writing with a pen again. My man thought I killed his brother, he stopped fucking with me. And I can't keep moving around like it ain't nothing to me. We used to still call together, he used to hustle with me. Eating syrup sandwiches, he was struggling with me. But now ain't nothing to me. Fuck it, and I can live with that. I just gotta rap about it. Know he wanna get me back even though I ain't do shit. You know that, but that's sink in. People showing fake love, but they hate real. Pressure making me take pills, my aunt want me quiet. About the shelter when we ate there. That's like telling the kid to stay still, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I done really went through it. I couldn't do it. I'd rather put it in music.
Another Mike D exclusive.
Hey, this little motherfucking Larry nigga. But don't push me. Shit, I ain't no killer, you just pussy, you rookie. Ask for forgiveness, I put innocence, straight danger. Looked in the mirror, when I do, I see straight anger. Shit, I hate myself. Feel like a straight hater, hate these scores I was guilty, but I'm gon' be greater. Seems like I bounce back every time, but I keep falling, keep crawling. In the meantime, niggas keep talking, can't control it. Do I got it on me, you better know it. Epic moments, I'm finna make it, bro, I'm hella focused. Gotta stop playing with this gift that God's giving me. I can change the world, God, thanks for these
abilities. Look how I move, see God bless me with agility. It's about patience, then it's about consistency. Niggas hating, I bet you feel the hostility. I know somebody in this motherfucker feeling me. Keep it real. Hey, hey. Hey, keep it real, I'm gon' keep it real with you. They can't see brothers do good, so keep the still with you.
And Ghost Bowser rocking it out with First Fam West Radio. And your man's Mr. Illustrator. And on the ones and twos, we got Crazy D. Spin that, man.
I love you, young nigga. But I am not breaking, stay dangerous. Wanna be loved, nigga, not famous. I hate it. Tryna stop smoking, but it's my favorite. Niggas unloyal when these women, they be money hungry. Stab you in your back over drugs, you a fucking junkie. It's funny, I wouldn't switch for no amount of money. They love me, cause I'm the realest from Monday to Sunday. Niggas think cause they smoke with you, man, you own them. Nigga, this weed don't mean shit, and I'ma show them it's about intentions. See, I ain't never been big on forgiveness. I would speak on whoop-de-whoop, but I'm minding my business. I'm different, not in for clout and don't fake for attention. Write music, get high and talk to myself, and intervention. Keep it real, keep it real. Hey, keep it real, I'm gon' keep it real with you. They hate seeing brothers do good, so keep it still with you. Hey, keep it real and we'll be reciprocated. If you can't keep it real, then you're not affiliated. Keep it real with me. Appreciate what you have, can't be mad. Don't worry about the shit you never had, I'm gon' make it. For all the times my back's been stabbed, for all the times they made fun of me, these niggas laughed, I was hurt. Ironic, I needed that, now I'm glad, cause without it, I probably wouldn't be here when it's bad. God is so good, praise to the Almighty, alrighty. They shot him on Thursday, he died Friday. See, no love it on the nigga I got, and I forgot, no more loving. I think that said a lot of guys.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.